And now, it's time for number 1 from week 4. Top 5 games of the week, according to me, the person that talks about weekly top 5. Football. Pro football's weekly top 5. Here I am in the Caesars Dome. The New Orleans Saints hosted the Minnesota Vikings, but they didn't host them here. They hosted them in London at Tottenham's? Gosh, never mind. Whatever. Not in Wembley. I know that. Tottenham's. Either way, this game was amazing. It was so much fun. A kicking showdown. Quarterbacks coming back from old glory to show new glory. Let's look at the stats. We've got the Vikings winning the game by 3 points. Almost the same money yards. Doing not so great in the red zone. Not so great on third down. But a big story for me was Andy Dalton starting. Man, he is like... Andy Dalton is like, where's Waldo Andy Dalton? Now, you have no idea where he is, and you think it'd be easier to spot him. He's got very red hair, but he just pops up out of nowhere. I mean, he's on the Bears. He's on the Cowboys. He's back with the Bengals. Who knows? And then all of a sudden, I had no idea he was on the Saints. And here he is on the Saints. 20 for 28, 236. 1 touchdown starts for an injured Jameis Winston. Kirk Cousins plays another game. They really lean on him to throw the ball. 25 for 38, 273. Delvin Cook has a decent game. And the game goes back and forth. 7 points for Minnesota. They had a decent lead at halftime, but then New Orleans gets a touchdown in the third quarter, which leads to a very bizarre fourth quarter score of 12-11. And the Vikings get the field goal. What is it? They get the field goal to start the fourth quarter. They take the lead, 19-14, and then New Orleans goes down. They score a touchdown, go for 2. They get it. Then the Vikings come down. They score a touchdown, miss the extra point. Now it's a 3-point game. They drive down the ball. They drive down the field with 4 minutes left. Will Lutz nails it. I don't know how much further these kickers are going to get. It's insane. You know, for years, the only kicker that made a 60-yard field goal was a man with a club foot in Tom Dempsey. Rest in peace. It's amazing. Hit a 63-yard field goal. No one with a normal foot could match his quality of kicking. He had a special, weighted boot. It's amazing. Look up the picture of his shoe. It's so cool. And then...
It's Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. That's right. And apparently that stadium is great for kicking field goals because Will Lutz nails a 60-yarder. And now it seems like... I mean, I remember... So we're talking wide right, 40, 46, 47. It's like, well, he had never hit a field goal on natural grass from over 40 yards away. And Scott Norwood made the Pro Bowl. That Pro Bowl kicker in the early 90s never made a field goal on grass further than 45 yards or maybe even 40 yards. And then you just keep extending the field. All of a sudden, 50 is something players are hitting. 50 is kind of normal. Jason Elam is the only person to actually match that, but he's doing it in thin-air Denver. Hits a 63-yarder, matches Tom Dempsey's record. And then, was it Prater? Did Prater break it? But now a handful of players have hit 60-yarders. And Tucker hits a 66-yarder. And now Will Lutz hits a 60-yarder. Apparently, they wanted McManus to attempt that 60-yarder instead of attempting going for it on 4th and 5. That's a whole nother conversation. Thank you, Nathaniel Hackett. But Will Lutz nails it, hits the 60-yarder, ties it up. 25-25. With 4 minutes left, though, too much time on the clock. Kirk Cousins, poised as ever, drives down the field, gets him within field goal range. They hit a 47-yard field goal. But then... Saints get the ball back. Andy Dalton one more time, the Magic Man himself. No one's called him that. I'm going to call him that. That's what I'm going to start calling him, Andy Dalton, the Magic Man, because he drives him down and gets him in Will Lutz's field goal range. With time expiring, Will Lutz gives a 61-yard field goal. Double doink. Amazing. You know, we knew about, what was his name? Patchy? Yeah. The Bears kicker. He double doinked, but it was with 2 kicks. Lutz is a champion. He double doinked. 1 kick. Hits the left upright. This is like the 3-pointer at the buzzer, and it bounces on the rim. You watch the replay. It feels like a movie. It feels like the team they just didn't make it in the end. You know, they shoot the ball and it bounces on the rim, bounces on the rim, and then bounces on the rim, and then sticks on the rim, and then falls out. And that's what his kick was like. It hits the side, comes in, hits the middle. No. This man was about to hit 2 game-tying 60-yard field goals. Not in Denver. In London. In a soccer stadium. And tie the game at 28, and it was going to go into overtime. I mean, if he doesn't make it, all the pressure's on him. I don't know what he's thinking. I wonder if there's less pressure with a 60-yard kick. You're just like, dude, this is a 60-yard kick. What do you expect me to do? I mean, I feel like if you line up for that 42-yard field goal, I mean, maybe a 25-yard field goal, it's just too routine. But if you line up for like a 42-yard field goal, something you should make, you're good, a solid kicker, should make this. I wonder if it gets in your head like, well, what if I don't? People are going to hate me if I miss this. I'm going to get roasted if I miss this. This could be the end of my career. I mean, it usually isn't, but I'm going to get crushed for missing this. I mean, look at Minnesota's kicker. Missing that extra point. Hey, they trust him with a 47-yarder. Misses the extra point. That's why we're even in this mess. That's why he can even kick. That's why he can even kick a 61-yard field goal. Give it an attempt after he already made a 60. I mean, yeah, you trust him. He's going to nail it. He made the first one. Why not the second one? Could you imagine they did a timeout thing where they make it and then they kick it again and then they missed it? Oh, if I was a kicker, I'd be so mad about the timeout right before it. And this game ends with just the most incredible field goal attempt. And the Vikings take it. They get the win, move to 3-1. Saints move down to 1-3. It's not looking good for them. And Jameis Winston's off the field again. You start to put into question what the future of the Saints holds a little bit. It's a little early. I feel bad for the Saints. They have good players. Michael Thomas is out again. And Kamara's not playing. I mean, all their good players aren't playing. It seems like if they were playing, they're still 3 for 3 in the red zone. But if they were playing, it seems like they would get there. I wonder at what point, though, the kicker is just going to be ridiculous. Are we going to get to 70? Are we going to get... I believe there's a video that says... I believe there's a video and it's testing out the physics of like a 70 or 80-yard field goal, and it's like technically impossible. Look it up. I know it's on YouTube somewhere. It's an insanely far field goal, and it's like technically impossible because of just like the like it would be so hard to keep it straight enough to go through. Like it's like a sniper. You know, when you're like a mile away, you have to account for the wind and then the movement of it. You know, you're just getting so far on these field goals. So, but I wonder, I mean, at what point is like, well, we're on our own 40. We're in field goal range, so I don't know. What do you think? It's fourth. I would love the conversations on fourth downs with that. It's like, well, it's 4th and 7. We're on our own 40. We're going to be kicking it from the kickoff, essentially. Even further back than that. What do you think, Tucker? Think you got it? I'd love to know. You just kick it every time. He's like, well, let's just get 3 points. Let's just keep focusing on trying to get 3 points. I mean, if every time you touch the ball, you just kick it, got 3 points from anywhere on the field, I mean, that'd be pretty good. Maybe you'd win. 10 times with the ball. You don't even run an offensive play. I'd love to see a team win a game just by kicking it. And Lutz is getting there. Tucker is most certainly there. Maybe the Ravens and the Saints should just stop running offensive plays. Stop trying to get touchdowns and just kick field goals every single drive. Don't even field an offense. Your kicker's so good. Don't even field an offense. Just stick to Taysom Hill. Run the wing T. And just try to get into field goal range, which is now the 40-yard line. Either way, this game was a blast. This game was a blast. Watch the highlights if you haven't. If you're here, and if you have watched the highlights, that was fun. I don't know if we're ever going to see a player make 2 60-yard field goals in the game, unless it's already happened. I don't know. But I don't know if I've ever seen a double doink like that on one kick. Off the side, off the right. Maybe we can get the triple doink. You can get left, middle, right. Be unbelievable. Maybe then it goes through. I don't know. But thank you for watching this week. We'll see you next time.